You got it. You're being immortalized. Now I need to say got it or leave the meeting. Okay, so we are wearing masks during this time, and we keep our masks on except when we are eating or drinking, of course, and actively so. So you just pop it right back on again. It keeps us safe. We have people who do join us and are happy to, but are immunocompromised. So while we're singing, you definitely got to be there. And holy smoke! I don't know what to say. Hey, Batman, you know any songs? How about America? Whoa! Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Give yourself a hand. That is impressive. Does everything on that tool belt work? I don't think to go back to the that reminds me of a joke Rod said long ago, but I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to do it justice. So, well, here we are. And Diana Curtis, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Please do sit down and make yourself comfortable. Make some noise with the utility. Oh, well, thank you very much to Marty Webb and team, and all the people who came in and set up. What is the deal here? You're Wonder Woman, aren't you? Hey guys, Wonder Woman is in the room. Oh wait, and then Superman, and I'm sprouting. I'm turning into Robin. Yeah. Oh my God. Huh. What's the deal about that? We'll find out. And thank you to Kathy, who's going to be helping us clean up. And remember that when we are ready to go, we're not all ready until we're entirely cleaned up and set to rock and roll. So please don't miss the after party for moving us along. Thank you, Nick, greeting lots and lots of people and making things happen, and setting up, and all the stuff he does. So Nick has a protocol taught him by Bruce Campbell, right? And Bruce Campbell had a certain order and a certain design, and we know that secretly he's probably online watching us, but he's so computer illiterate, he's figured out ways to make it so that we can't tell who's watching. But I'll tell you what, if this isn't set up right, there will be a phone call. But for the day from Linda K, doesn't that roll off your tongue?
Thank you, President Davis. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We value teamwork in Rotary. Our Rotary teams are worldwide, and we are people who take action. We recognize that our success comes from teamwork, more than the efforts of any one individual. It's all about the team, strength in numbers, right? My quote today comes from Golden State Warrior basketball player Steph Curry, who says, "I'd rather be a non-all-star playing in the Western Conference Finals than an all-star who's sitting at home in May."
Well done. So, President-elect Diana Curtis, would you please introduce our visitors and guests?
We have one of my favorite people here, Dale Knight, all the way from Mexico. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. And sitting next to me is a very, very dear friend and international partner from the Rotary Club of Windsor, Susan Cole.
Over here.
And I would like to introduce my friend, my son, Robin. AKA Glenn.
I'm definitely Professor X though.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce our friend Debbie Klein, who has an application in process to rejoin our club. Welcome, Debbie.
We have people who are going to be our program today. We welcome them. Your name? Anthony Catlett. Anthony brought his mom with him, so thank you for being here today.
Slightly different. These are our guests. And Michael, would you like to do the introduction? So actually, Dale Ann Knight is presenting today. And as advertised last week, and Anthony Catlett has joined us. I'll give you a mic.
Yes, a pleasure to introduce to our club our outbound Rotary Exchange student for the year, Anthony Catlett. So if you could stand up, please, so we can acknowledge you. So Anthony and his mom Ruth, who is a nurse, is here with us also today. I'm sure she's very proud, but also a little bit heartfelt because of her son being gone soon. So, but this family has been an important part of Rotary life now for the last almost year since we first met Tony. He's 15, he's going to be 16 at the time of his departure, and I'll let him tell you where he's going. He's also a student at Hanley or West County.
Right. So, Anthony, may I have, first of all, everybody wants to know where you are going internationally. Let's have a drum roll, please.
The island of Taiwan.
Taiwan, where Felicia's from, right? We're hoping they'll get to know each other here. And I see you are wearing your very lovely blue Rotary Exchange student vest. And he's already got one pin on it. And here's the second one, thematic for the year. So now you've got two pins. When you get enough pins, you have to avoid water so you don't fall in.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
How are you feeling about this?
Excited. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah. Well, you could say something in Mandarin.
Later. Only introductions, I guess. My name. 你好，我是 Anthony Catlett。这是我的母亲。
Wonderful. And when you come back, you'll probably give your entire presentation in Mandarin, and that will be, just be sure that you give us the subtext. So thank you both for being here. So glad you're here, and you're so welcome. Anytime, you are so welcome. Well, let's see what happens next. Oh, it's time to mute the people in the audience, just in case they get excited and do a shout out. And holy smoke, Scott Hensey. I believe this guy's got a birthday coming up, and we felt like we needed to warn you so you could prepare. I have tequila at my house.
Yeah. My birthday. Very exciting. I had one last year. It was just as exciting as this one.
This is as good as it gets.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're wearing a mask.
Yeah, we are wearing masks.
Very cool mask.
Yeah, that is a nice mask. That's a special beard mask?
Yeah, it's a beard mask. You know, don't want to mess up the beard.
Yeah. Good talk. Yeah. Happy birthday, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Hope you celebrate in good ways, and you've got a lot to celebrate in life, because your life is cooler than most people I know.
Indeed. What a cool life.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And, well, that's where that was going to happen. There we go. Now you can spell his name. Look it over carefully. There we go. And, you know, there is one more thing that this slide was to prompt me to do. I have flyers that I'm going to distribute. This is the flyer that we use to share with people in our community to attempt to get somebody to say, yes, I'd be delighted to host an exchange student. As you recall, we usually have 3 host families. So there's a 3.5 to 4 month period where the student is living in a household. So if you know a family that you think would be excited, open, and thrilled to have this person come live with them, let us know, let me know, and I can give them the type of information that they would need to decide that that was a good idea for them or not. And also remember, if you've given this to somebody and they say not for me, a good promoter doesn't stop there. They say, well, who else do you know that we should be talking to? Because sometimes that's where it comes from. We have been so fortunate. And the households are any age. Some have young people in the house. Some people have one person. Some people have parents of same gender. It's wide open as long as everybody is good, happy, and there. They do need to live in Sebastopol, though, because we need to be in the attendance area for West County schools. So I've got a flyer. I'll distribute it via email. We are looking for a spot for an inbound student from August, and you're going to ask me, what's the gender? What's the country? Guess what? I don't know yet. I will in a month. That's what they tell me. Apple Blossom Parade and Festival. Those of you who participated, please stand up. We had superheroes. And you know what? Every person in this room really is a closet superhero, right? Are we doing extraordinary things and doing wonderful things? And most of us just don't let our capes slip out the back and show because we're so modest, right?
Who was Spider-Man?
That was Robin.
Yeah.
The Nude Club.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this float was a collective of all of the service clubs in our community, those of us who are working together, and it promoted the June 14th upcoming summit where we're going to get together and talk about the needs in the community and the greater needs and try again to work together and promote volunteerism. Folks, it's being tough right now to get new members for every single club. We're all getting a little bit older, right? So we're learning that we need to think more flexibly and focus on volunteers and involvement in volunteering and maybe single projects. Some of those people will probably join over time, but it's like dating. You don't start with, hi, you're nice, we're going out tonight, you're coming home with me tonight. It's not really, I mean, it works with some people, but they're not necessarily the ones you want, right? So if we can attend this meeting, and right, there's some supporters right there. Try that method and maybe it'll work just fine. Kathy says it's a membership possibility. So we'll go to BART and take these flyers. So there are some flyers over there about the upcoming June 14th summit, and also some of the types of volunteerism that we do right here in the community and that the other clubs do. If we all hang together, we won't hang separately. Apologies to Patrick Henry. So, more pictures. It was pretty darn fun, wasn't it? Yeah? Anna, tell us how fun it was.
I had an amazing time, honestly. Thank you so much, Rotary. It was my first parade, and I got to wave, I got to pass out flyers, got to talk to people at the festival about coming to our June 14th meeting. So it was amazing, a great place to meet a lot of service people. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for being there. And Batman was amazing. Batman was high-fiving every kid in the damn parade. It was like beyond. And originally, they gave me this costume and said I should wear it. Can you imagine what that looked like? Yeah, you don't want to, I'm sorry I brought it up. You're still at breakfast. So Batman, did you have a super good time? I had. Oh, holy smoke! It's Batman is built slobber. Who would have guessed?
Don't call me back.
Oh my goodness.
First time at a Rotary meeting?
I have to correct David a little bit. I didn't high five every kid in the parade. A couple of little ones, I'd come up and approach them and they almost started to cry. So I had to back off, so I high fived the parents instead. And, but I high fived a whole bunch of them, and man, was it fun. Woo!
That's lovely. That was
And of course
so good.
Strutted a
You
little bit,
definitely were
and I
Superman.
posed. When you got a costume on, you just get to do all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't do normally. I was probably doing normal anyway, but yeah, I was encouraged to do even more.
There you are. And they also serve. You all only stand and wait. Wayne Britton, what happened to you? Didn't see you.
I napped. Actually, I was part of the takedown crew, and I was waiting for the float to come so I could disassemble it. I had my screw guns all ready to go and waited at the designated spot, and nobody came, and nobody came, and nobody came, and nobody came. And finally I called David, and he said, well, they're not coming. So I went home.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. So there were people who knew, but they never connected to the people who knew you would be there. You're sitting there talking with a fellow from the Lions Club, having a nice time, and thank you for being there. And again, they also serve, who only stand and wait. And then the next 2 days, well, that day and the next day, there was the fair. And we were there passing out the flyers. inviting people to the event. Pick this up off the table as you go. There's some papers over there that you might want to have a look at, and that was the event. It was a really good fair. People had a really good time. It was really well attended, clean, 2 bands, nice music, fun stuff. Oh my God! I haven't seen you since yesterday. Susan Mark Raymond is in the house. Yay! Have you had breakfast? Okay, no breakfast for Susan. Would you like to sit at a table? Susan is not here to hear me. Susan is here to hear Dale and I. That's what she's here for, and that's the honest truth. But ask her what she's going to do today.
What are you gonna do today?
Piece of chickens. And also go to the Redwood Food Bank to volunteer this afternoon.
Yeah. There you go, Susan. Thank you. Welcome. Please find a spot for yourself. You're entirely welcome here. So, then we had another event. Bob Keyser. There you are. Hold on a second. Superman is getting there with lightning speed. Uh-oh, I'm never going to get him to do that again. He won't let me. Bob,
Yes, sir.
what did we do?
Well, I had the honor of working with Donna's son, Andrew and Caleb, great guys, and we were helping Al move out of this home of 45 years. So.
Yeah. So he's in a rush. You all know that Al is moving, right? Yeah. So Al is moving. He's found the house. He did his walkthrough this week, and now he has to hurry, get out of the place he's in, and for a contractor, that's a pretty big deal, right?
I did not think we could do it.
Well, we didn't. So there's an opportunity to do so again on Sunday, May 1st. If you would like to help Al out, lifting things, getting them out of there, he's now at the place where it either goes on the truck, it goes on my truck, and that goes down to, what's that outfit that takes building materials? Restore. I dropped stuff off at Restore afterwards, so they were happy to get things. Or we load things into a trailer that Wayne loaned him, and those go and get recycled and taken care of that way. So if you are available on May 1st, basically 9 to noon, 9 to 1, something like that, it would be awesome. I'll rendezvous with anybody. You know how to reach me, right? Let me know that you would like to come, if you would like to come, and we'll ride share up there. Parking's a little limited, but the fun is unlimited. And these 2 guys, Anna's sons, they are awesome. You've got to meet them. Clear, bright, kind, wonderful, strong, young, and able to get things done. I enjoyed them. We went out to lunch afterwards. You got to meet these guys. They are amazing and extremely talented musicians both. Nice. Yeah, wonderful guys. And thank you, Anna, for bringing them into our lives. They were wonderful to volunteer to do that. So thank you. So there still was a little bit of hiking going on. Where are they at? Oh, I'm looking the wrong direction. There's Charlie right over here. Charlie, did you see anything along the trail?
We did. We saw Marty and Oliver.
Oh, nice. Marty, did you turn and go with them, or did you go the other direction?
Well, I went the other direction, but I do want to make a correction. If I give incorrect information, I want to correct it. Last week,
Hold on for a mic, or should we?
Yeah, we gotta hear this.
I said there were 600 seats in the Performing Arts Center at the Laguna campus, which is now the Laguna campus. So I thought about that when I got home, and I called the director of maintenance and operations, and there's actually 350 seats, so I want to correct that. And I did call and say, hey, I was wrong when I told you there are 600 seats out there, so why did they need 500 for graduation? So I just wanted to correct that. And
Okay, well, thank you, Marty, and they want to do their graduation outside, is what I understand, and they know their students, and
that's correct.
yeah, so they're doing it how they like, and that is an upcoming slide. So, is there anybody who's got a moment of inspiration for all the cool stuff that they're hearing and seeing and the things in their life that wishes to make either a contribution to the Rotary Foundation, to our club foundation, or just personally commit to an act of kindness? He's right over there.
Just a quick announcement. I'm very thankful for all the people that went to the district training assembly, and for anybody that paid out of pocket for that, let me know and I'll reimburse you. The club will reimburse for those expenses. So that's my moment of gratitude.
Yay! Anybody else? Michael Cook. You're getting all your steps in, Jim.
So most of you already know that I do global telemedicine as a project, and it's spread to a lot of clubs. And it actually got started with this guy, Dr. John Phillip. He was the head of the Rotary Action Group for Rotarian doctors. And those guys are working closely with Rotarian doctors in the Ukraine, because a lot of their hospitals have been destroyed, that kind of thing. And so supplies and medical care are flowing into the Ukraine on a daily basis, kind of fine-tuned by this network of Rotarian doctors. And they sent me a message saying they'd like to fold in telemedicine. So I'm getting up real early to talk to them on Thursday about how exactly that's going to work. But excited that we get to join forces with this group that's really kind of pinpointing the aid, where it's needed, what's needed. They reached out to us, so that was exciting. A lot of fun.
Anybody else before we move on? Oh, Batman. Oh,
I would like to express gratitude for my two sons, Glenn and my other son, Pete, who's down in LA. Remember, Glenn always videoed all of our debunkings, and he helped put together the video that we've got on our website, Why I Love Rotary. And I'm very proud of him. And in recognition of my two sons, I'll donate $100 to the foundation.
and you're so welcome. That's okay. Anybody else? Before I hit the clicker, we're moving. Just a quick reminder, if you want to give to the Rotary Foundation and have your specific donation targeted only to Ukraine, you've got until April 30th to get it in. Let me know if you want any more information about that. And Dr. Good had suggested that we also look at RotaryHealthProfessionals.org donate. I can send you these links again. And then Shelter Boxes is always an awesome way to go. And in addition to that, there is a new local event that's going to occur on May the 1st at the community market. So you can go over, shop for your vegetables, listen to music. Admission is free, but it's probably free to get in and never free to get out, right? Because you get your heartstrings sprung, all of a sudden you're thinking, I'm wearing my cape, and I'm going to make a contribution to make sure to help the people in Ukraine in their time of need and help the people who are helping them. So this fundraiser It's got a lot of music, it's got some traditional dancing, it's gonna be a great event, it's 4 hours in the afternoon, and think of this. Go out and help Al, and then come back and dance. Could be good. And on June the 2nd, Laguna High School, graduation. You want to be there, right? Starts at 10 o'clock, but if you're willing to help out an usher, please come earlier. Check in with Wayne so that he can help with the coordination of who's there and what's going on. But these are students we've been supporting all the year. We will see the award. Will we see the award of the Bruce and Helene Campbell Student of the Year? Yes. Wayne says yes. So it's heartwarming, and you got to be there for that, right? And put these things on your calendar. Every Monday, get up. Oh, you know what? That still says 7:30, but you can show up late. Show up at 8. I will change that next time. Sorry about that, guys. Redwood Empire Food Bank is today from 2 to 4. I saw there were 8 slots left last night. No, there are 7 because Susan took the number 8 one. May 1st, you've got that. Limited parking, but show up and help out. Al has done so much, right? He deserves it. And Ukraine with Love, May 2nd, community service meeting. Oh, wait, and today, after the meeting, there's an international committee meeting, right?
Yep.
So you can stay here, clean up, and participate in international activities at the same time. Things could be worse, right? So May 2nd, community meeting. Link is on our site. May 6th, First Friday at Crooked Goat. Thank you, Kathy, for getting that put together. And you sent out a little sign-up thing so that people can sign on and say, yeah, I'm coming. And district conference, May 20th, 21st, 22nd, and the graduation. There we go. Any announcements from the crowd? Going once, twice, 3 times. Dan.
I'll stand up.
What?
No.
So, on May 11th, we're having our fireside chat. We're starting to get the itinerary going, so our 3 new members, to get their ribbons off, just keep that date, and it's gonna be at Marty's house. Just got your email for the new members, and all the past presidents and yourself will get an email.
Cool. And next week's program presenter is going to be Jennifer Masterson from Welcoming Women into the Boy Scouts of America. Big transition there, right? You Scouts, big transition, and I think a wonderful thing.
She has the most Eagle Scouts of any of our women troops. So.
She has the most Eagle Scouts of any of our women troops. Cool. All right, look forward to meeting her.
And she is the famous dog breeder of Oliver.
And she bred herself to Oliver's father. Well, that's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, I'm a little confused. I never understand things right. So this week's program presenter
Is Dale Ann Knight. She told me this morning she's passionate about Rotary, and that's an understatement. Here's the evidence. She joined the Rotary Rotary Club in July of 1997 because of the Polio Plus campaign in Rotary class. As a Peace Corps volunteer in Somalia in 1969, she saw the quote pro-life in the street. She worked on 8 Rotary class missions in Guatemala and 1 in India. She served as Centennial President for the club, increasing membership and called her as fellow members, as well as the club received the District 5130 Award for the best small club at the district conference. At the district level, she served as Assistant Governor for 3 years, District Grants Chair for 6 years, District Festival of Brotherhood Chair for 6 years, District Rotary Foundation Chair for 2 years, District RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute Chair for 3 years, and District International Service Chair for 4 years. She attended 15 Festival of Brotherhood project fairs, 8 Nintendo America project fairs, 5 Ecuador project fairs, 3 West Africa, and 3 Eastern Africa Rotary project fairs. She's attended 12 international conventions. She retired to Tlaquepaque, Mexico, and joined the Rotary North Park Cotati Brother Club, Guadalajara Alamo, and is serving as her second year as president. She's a major donor to the Rotary Foundation, a member of the Paul Harris Society. In 2008, District Governor Ken Moulton presented Dayland with the Rotary Service Above Self Award. In, last Rotary year, the club in Mexico was the #2 club in the district. For giving, the club is also 100% Paul Harris Fellows. She is a member of the District International Service Committee and president of the Subcommittee for Mexico and U.S. Relations. Rotary is a joy, and her passion is our Rotary Foundation. Thanks, Dale.
Thank you, Charlie. Can everyone hear me? I'm used to a microphone, but not speaking through a mask. So it's a pleasure to be with you today. I do miss living in Sonoma County, but I do live in paradise. I retired to Mexico, and I retired to a place where I know Rotarians, because that's the #1 way to do this, and travel the world with Rotary. Get to know people, get to know cultures. So I've been asked to talk about our projects in Uganda. And your club has been very, very supportive of our projects. And so we're very grateful. Barbara Barney and her husband Steve have come to Uganda, etc. So Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa. And where did that come from? Back in 1907, Winston Churchill was standing at the top of Murchison Falls on the Nile River, and he said, Uganda is the pearl of Africa. I've been going there since 2007, very grateful to the Mayhews for inviting me, and I've been going every year since. Last year I was there twice. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of the things we've done, because your club has contributed to many of these projects, but I also want to give you an update on what's happening with them. Years ago, we sponsored this remote village, Bukaleba. These people were displaced during the wars with the Lord's Resistance Army and Idi Amin, etc. And these people don't know where they came from. They're out in the middle of nowhere, so we did an Adopt a Village project, and your club contributed, and rainwater harvesting at the school, at the health center. We also did backpacks, medications, and they wanted for their economic development activity beekeeping so they could sell honey. They went through a lot of different iterations with that, and the Anthill Foundation built a 3-classroom block for them with another rainwater harvesting tank. Something you need to understand, things that we all take for granted. These villages have no electricity, they have no running water, and before we did the tanks, they would walk several kilometers downhill to a spring and then carry the water back up. And I'm sure you all know how much a gallon of water weighs. So when you think about bringing a 10-liter container it gets kind of heavy. So the beekeepers, they went through, as any small business, a series of iterations. And in 2019, their honey was sent to the international beekeeping competition in England. And they got second place. There's the prize. Here we are at a meeting at the school. And the honey is delicious. It's pure, organic, real honey. Not, sorry, no offense intended, chemically flavored, or honey flavored chemical that you buy here in the United States. Years ago, we started on a literacy project with the villages of Maundo, Nawiri, and Wengi. Now, Wiri is a primary school with over 1,200 students, but there are only desks for 50. Everybody else sits on the ground. And so you can imagine when girls start menstruating, and girls wear skirts to school, not pants, the issues. So we started working on this global grant, and included in the global grant, desks for these schools, for all the classrooms, textbooks, the new textbooks that the government approved, and enough textbooks so the way the desks are organized, there's a textbook for every 3 students. And also teacher training, and we wanted to include solar cooking so the kids could have lunch. These children come to school with no breakfast. And if there's not cooking at the school, they don't have lunch either. And we all know that kids need to have nutrition in order to learn. Well, the Rotary Foundation said, sorry, the trustees don't allow feeding at schools. Not exactly thinking that through, so the grant had to be separated into 2 grants. And the good news, thank you Sebastopol Sunrise for supporting this grant all these years ago. The literacy project has been approved, funded, and is being implemented as we speak. Now you may wonder why I don't have photos in this. I live in Mexico, and things don't always work exactly the way they do here. And I received the photos by email, but I live in a historic town which has rules about wires and cables, and my internet company sent me an email, oh, we're improving your service, da-da-da-da-da, and there have been many, many days when I've had no internet. So I will send you photos when I have better access. So anyway, it's all being implemented now. Here's some of the photos of staying at a Rotarian's home in the village of Maundo. If you come with me to Uganda, we do a number of things. We visit the Rotarians. We visit the projects. It's an opportunity to see how Rotary works in another environment, because a lot of these people, they don't have cars, these Rotarians, but yet they're out in the villages, they're doing the work, etc. So one of the things we do in the, your left, we're at John Okumu's home. Jerry knows John Okumu. He stayed there, and you get to walk through an African village. and John introduces you to people and you understand how people live. Then the other photos were at Moingate in the top and Nawiri in the bottom. These schools, no electricity, no running water. Now we're fortunate that World Vision has been going into some of these remote villages and building classroom blocks. Generally 3 classrooms and an office for the head teacher. At the same time, Plan International goes in and adds an additional toilet block. Now these are pit latrines. Remember, no running water. But the difference is Plan International's toilet blocks have one room for the boys and a room for the girls, but also a changing room and the facility for them to wash out their reusable pads so they can stay in school. Before all of this, girls would miss school a week a month, which meant when they get to 7th grade and have to pass the primary leaving exam in order to proceed to secondary school or vocational school. It's really tough. So that's what we're doing there. Oh yeah, there's even, you can see me. My hair's up right now. I have COVID hair. I haven't had my hair cut in 27 months. But it's so delightful to go and see these people, these friends, on a regular basis. Okay. Oh, Wallagabo. Now, this project is near and dear to Barbara Barney's heart, to Jerry, etc. Your club has been very, very generous to Oak Wallagabo. It is a village outside of the town of Lyra, and initially, Barbara saw this village and said, oh, you want to do a demonstration farm? Let's help. And that's where it all started. So thank you to Barbara Barney. What we're also doing over the years is continuing to help, and that community has what's called a Rotary Community Corps. And these are people in the community who actively work together to help the community grow. Now, my very, very dear friend Helen Opio grew up in this village. I first met her in 2007. She was head nurse at the main hospital in Tororo. And over the years, we became very, very good friends. Helen had saved her money to have a hip replacement, came home to recuperate. She and her caregiver both got COVID, and they passed. So here you see, there's a photo of Helen. This is in May. I thank your club for your donations, both in May and in October, for helping continue with the ag projects. The current project is getting improved breeds of chickens. These are all farmers. This is a subsistence economy. The only cash they would ever get was when they sold their crops, so maybe cash twice a year. With improved breeds of chickens, they can raise chickens and sell the chickens to Kampala, the capital, and they have cash coming in every month. So you have done that, so thank you very much. So as I said, this was May. We went to Helen's gravesite as I said, she was a very dear friend. Broke my heart to see someone, she was a champion. She was also starting a new Rotary Club called Lyra Metropolitan. They have been working on getting chartered. And there are young people in that club. One, Ben, runs an organization called Trust a Girl Africa. His goal is to save 10,000 girls. Another is Vicki Awar. She runs another form of foundation, ASED, where we are currently working on a global grant with them because schools were closed for 2 years with COVID. They just started back in January. During that time, 650,000 girls, they don't know if that's accurate, it could be more, became pregnant. Well, pregnant girls don't get to go to school. It's very hard for them if they're trying to come back to school after delivering the baby. Sometimes the parents throw them out. Very, very difficult situation. So we are working on a global grant to keep kids in school, improve literacy, to provide medical care for these new mothers and their children so the girls can stay in school, and for both the boys and the girls who don't want to go back to school, vocational training at the school. So right now, 2 things. One, we're trying to get the club chartered. They've got the members, and so there are those of us who have experience with Rotary Foundation grants, helping them. We're very focused right now on the community needs assessment, etc. And Barbara Barney has been participating on our regular Zoom calls with Uganda, helping develop this global grant. So I have 2 requests. One, I need someone to replace Barbara on that committee because she's going to join a Rotary Club, I think, near where she's living, and she doesn't know what their involvement would be. So looking for someone to replace her on the committee, and then we'll be looking for a primary international sponsor. My little club in Guadalajara will be a contributor, but we don't have the resources to be primary. So some things for you to think about. And also things for you to think about, the next trip to Uganda will probably be the end of October, first part of November. And it's 10 days in country. It takes 2 days to get there and 2 days to come home. Estimated costs on a per person basis, that's air, hotels, Edward, my son, who's our safari guide driver, etc., all meals, comes to about $4,000 a person. So Rotary projects and a safari. We spend 6 days doing our Rotary work, and then we go to Murchison Falls National Game Park, and we're on safari for 4 days. And I guarantee you will see elephants. You will see giraffe. You will see several of the different kinds of antelope. On our Nile River cruise, you will probably see Nile crocodiles. You'll see, and Jerry can tell you, all kinds of gorgeous birds. So that's something to think about. Now also, and I know David's wanting me to finish, I think I've talked about all of this. Many of you over the years have come to Mexico with Festival of Brotherhood. And a few years ago, we had to stop it. I'm now president of the subcommittee for the district on Mexico-US relations. So what do you think my first idea was for this? So mark in your calendar, September 30 to October 6th, Festival of Brotherhood in Tlaquepaque. We'll have meals, we'll have cultural events, we'll have the project fair, and we are telling the clubs they can bring no more than 2 projects and not to cost more than $10,000. The whole emphasis is on rebuilding the relationships, the friendships, start with small projects. None of us have much money because we haven't been able to have fundraisers. So, September 30, you will be getting more information. Also, some of you know Margarita de Alba, and Margarita, her husband, passed this past summer. Margie's been working for years with an organization called Mano Amiga, and it's a hospice for people coming to Guadalajara, to the Hospital Civil, for outpatient cancer treatment, who have no place to stay, nobody to care for them, etc. So Mano Amiga provides a place for them to stay, free meals, and one person's to stay with them. Mano Amiga needs a new ambulance. So if you know of an ambulance that could be donated, or most likely we're going to need to raise funds. So I'm turning that over to David. David? Margie's oldest daughter lives in San Sebastián del Oeste, and she has 3 businesses. She has a bed and breakfast, she has a real estate business, and she has an organic coffee business. So, David?
Is that her picture on the front? Wow.
Organic coffee for you from Mexico.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you.
You are a legend in many of these places, and here you are in reality sharing with us. Thank you so much for the work you do. Thank you for your continued interest. As many of you know, I've participated in many of the festivals of brotherhood. They are wonderful, social, inspiring, and they turn, that opportunity turns folk who are coming to meals and being Rotarians into Rotarians indeed. It is amazing and transformative. And you're a person who has made so much of that happen. I'm so grateful for you. And I know we all are. And thank you for all the opportunities and for coming here with us today. Folks, what an honor.
It's great to see all of you. So, fantastic. Come visit.
Thank you. Dale, just so you'll know, we bought some books and contributed them to a local school library focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we're going to inscribe one of those books with your name in honor of your being with us today. So thank you so much. What a wonder, folks. You can only get that here at Rotary Club of Sebastopol Sunrise, unless you drive down to Petaluma Valley today, because that's where I'm driving her next. So, folks, take a long, longing look at Michael Phelps and know that you are not going to see him until the end of July. Michael is traveling to Thailand and is going to be traveling there with his good friend Wee. And they are going to be having an awesome time. We will totally miss you. And there's Dan Needham, who is going to be sitting in your place and doing his absolute best to help out with that. And Jerry.
One real quick question. Whoever gave me a credit card for $40 today, can you just stop by for a second? And also, think about going to Africa with Dale, because it is an amazing, I've done it twice with Guatemala, with Rotary with Dale, but Africa 2 times. Fantastic opportunity.
Thank you. And you did find somebody who is willing to take your place doing food distribution?
Yeah, thanks to Michael McLaughlin, Marianne Hopfer has agreed to represent our club every Thursday from 12 to 2, unloading food from the food bank over at the preschool behind Parkside Elementary. So she's going to be doing that for the summer. And then Dan has agreed to sit here and keep Jerry company. So I'm going to miss you guys, but I'm looking forward to this adventure very much. Thanks a lot.
Well, happy journey, stay safe, and be the person you are, and come back and tell us stories. And thank you, Dale. Yeah, send pictures. We'll show them, and then we'll find you big time when you get back.
Videos for TikTok.
Thank you, Mr. Margarita and her daughter for this. And sorry for my smart remark. You know I can't help myself. So, Sheriff Terry, have you got a joke for us?
Well, yeah, it'll be better than any of yours. Thank you, Dale.
I'm going to agree with that.
So the last week in this world, in this country, there's so much going on. What held the headlines in the United States?
Twitter.
Elon Musk buys Twitter for $43 million. I got it free downloading it from the website. Genius.
Hey, you should just send him a little Twitter thing and let him know that it can be done a lot less
Well, I think they have.
expensively. Have they? That is pretty funny. Thank you very much for that. And oh gosh, you're diminished.
I'm getting old, they're saying.
Everybody wants to touch him.
I trail to you until we meet